Hello guys, today's video gonna be a Super 2 chassis basic foundation setup number 2. And for the number 2 of the video today, we're gonna do a Super 2 bumperless setting. Okay, so today's video only gonna teach you how to cut it, and for the detailed setup it's gonna be video number 3. Okay, so a lot of people ask me like how to cut the front bumper for the Super 2 chassis, because a lot of people have no idea how many they have to keep in the front bumper. Okay, because when you cutting the front bumper, the problem it is how many chassis I supposed to keep and how many pieces I supposed to remove, because that's really very important when you cutting the chassis, because you over cutting it, it's no way to fix it, and you cutting too if you're cutting less, and nothing gonna be fit. Okay, so let me give you the sample, which is the one I already cut. So usually we cut about right here. Okay, so in this case, when you're mounting the plate on the front, this side right here can give a little bit support against the roller stay on the front, like this. So you can see I'm not cutting all the way behind this line, because if you're over cutting too much, what's gonna happen is there's no support on the back on this side. So this piece right here is no support, it's gonna be really loose. Okay, so you better, when you do a bumperless, you better keep about right there, and this point right here, this line right here can against the roller stay right here on this side, so it's giving maximum support on the roller stay. Okay, so in order to cut it, the next question it is how many gonna cut. Okay, you look at Super 2 chassis, you will notice Super 2 chassis has this shape right here, same thing right here. So basically you keep that's your line. Okay, so this is a piece you're gonna cut. Okay, so try to not over cutting right here. So you're gonna stop right here, right the edges right here. Okay, so only part you're gonna cut it is stop right here. Okay, look at this side right here. Okay, you're gonna stop right here. Okay, let me give you a detailed looking. You can take a look at it. See that? I'm still cutting a little bit right here, the little latch right here. You can see the latch. You will try to cut up to here. Okay, so the white spot, which is right here, I'm marking, and this right here, this is a line you're gonna keep. Okay, so you're gonna only cut about right here. Okay, so another thing I talk about it is the benefit about it going a bumperless. Okay, the bumperless actually it is not you cut it and you're losing some weight on the chassis, and actually you're not losing any weight because you're gonna put a lot of attachment on it. Basically you gain weight. Okay, but the good thing about a bumperless it is make the front more stronger, and it makes more adaptable. Okay, what I mean it is you can set up your roller stay. It's more convenience, and you can save a lot of space and on the front. Okay, and also this is give you more stable when your car running on the truck. The reason why, because if you go bumperless, you will notice, okay, your bumper, which is right here, this one versus this one right here, you will notice the white chassis, the bumper is lower. Okay, and the one black chassis, which is not a cut, it is the bumper is higher. Okay, so that's tell you. So basically on the professional setting, it's better to keep your front roller a little bit lower. Okay, so the chassis without cutting, basically when you mount roll on top of that, it's gonna be really high, which is less stable. Okay, So if you're cutting the bumper off and the mounting another plate on the bottom, and you put the roller stay on top of the, the carbon fiber piece of support right here, you make your the front, which is this roller stay, a little bit lower, so you can mounting your roller a bit lower. So this is what happened. So it's very obvious. You can see the difference. Okay. Another thing about it is, remember Super 2, I did on my video 1, I talked about it. They have the 19mm mounting point right here and then right here. So basically it is kind of hard to put in a 19mm roller right here, and especially some people really want to do like 13mm roller. It's really hard as well, because this 13mm mounting point right here, it is too close to the chassis right here. So you have to trim off a little bit more, so this thing can fit one screw head right here. Otherwise it will be touch this part right here. It's really hard to set up the roller. So when you go like bumperless like this one right here, it is really easy to set up a roller. You can put whatever the hole you want it, the mounting point you want it. You can set up. It's more adaptable. Okay. So anyway, moving to the next, I'm gonna teach you how to cut it. Okay. So for cutting it, the best tool you need, it is like some Dremel like this one right here, and then put a cutter like this type. I'm pretty sure a lot of people recognize this one. So when you buy a Dremel, I would say 90% of the Dremel come with this type of cutter. Okay. And another thing you need, it is the sandpaper. Okay, this is number 200 sandpaper. You can using number 400. It works a little bit better. So, but I only have number 200 on my hand. It also works out well. Okay. Okay, here's the chassis. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. So when you're starting cutting it, make sure you mark all the the thing you want to cut. Make sure no overcutting. You can keep a little bit more, but don't overcut it. Okay, so it's better when you're starting cut it and you draw the line, you keep a little bit more. So in this case, you can fix on the sandpaper. Because a lot of people, it's first time experience, I recommend you to keep a little bit more. So in this case, we can fix the whatever we have like too much. We can fix on the sandpaper. It's a little bit better. So first thing, when you cut it, I'm highly recommend using a Dremel like this one. Do not using a plastic cutter, because plastic cutter, it is easy, but there's a thing, when you're using a plastic cutter to cutting the chassis, most likely you're gonna damage the fiber of the chassis. It makes, sometimes you will see when using plastic cutter to cut it, you're gonna see some white thing right here, which means the fiber is damaged. So it's better using a Dremel. Okay, so always Dremel is when you're cutting the plastic. Okay, so you're gonna turn the power on, and the first thing you're gonna remove, it is left and right wing. Okay, so let me mark really fast right here. So as you can see, the left and right wing, it has a little mounting point right here. These two. So this is gonna be your line. So you're gonna remove that first. Okay, it's gonna be looks like this. Next, we're gonna follow the line, cutting like this. So highly recommend you mark first. Okay, so if you're beginner racer, I'm highly recommend you using this point right here. So you can see on this chassis, there's little two mounting point right here. There's two little hole. So you're gonna be using these two hole and cutting the middle of it like this. Okay, like middle part right here, right in the middle of these two mounting point, and you're gonna cut off like this. Okay, and after that you can fix on the sandpaper right here. Okay, to slowly adjust the the distance. Okay, so let me just go ahead, cut it. Okay, so this is how I cut it, and right now the front bumpers are gone. Okay, So you'll notice I keep this part right here. Okay, see that? So I'm still away behind the line. So moving to the next, you have option. Either cut a little bit more, makes it easy to sand off on the sandpaper, or either starting using sandpaper and the 90-degree against the sandpaper, starting to sand off. It is a long process. It takes a while. Okay, so next, you can using this any kind of whatever you have on your hand, the thing you're gonna go bumperless. If you have anything like this one, I'm highly recommend using this one because this one is very easy to find a market. This is item number 15430, and here's the carbon fiber version, which is right here. Okay, so you can using this one right here and using the last hole right here and a mount right here, and put a popsicle, which is this one, like roller stay. If you don't have it, and this one is right now on the market, is the same thing, or either the FRP version, which is this one right here. Okay, so either one, it works same way. Okay, so you're gonna using this one to take a look at it if you have enough space for it, because in this case you know how many you're gonna keep, how many you're gonna remove. Okay, so highly recommend right now temporary put this one on. Okay, usually what I do, I put a 2 small screw on that and put this one on first. Okay, and then I will see how many more I have to cut. So I'm very way behind this one. So just see that the mounting point is about right here. Okay, let me give it a better angle. See that right here? Okay, so this is my mounting point. See that when I put this piece right here, I'm way behind. Okay, so it's better I have to maybe trim off a little more, makes it a little bit easy, because there's a lot you will have to remove to make this piece to fit right here. Okay, so next I'm gonna just go ahead and quickly remove it, and using a Dremel to cut again, because it's better, again, it's better for you to keep a little bit more so you can slowly adjust it. Don't cut it all the way, because when you cut it all the way, it is, if you're not professional on this one, you're gonna be overcut it. When you overcut it, it's really hard to fix it because it's already gone. Okay, so next, let me just go ahead, see how I started. I'm gonna starting right here. Okay, okay, just finish right here. Looks like a little bit messed up, but don't worry about it, because this is when you cut it, plastic starting to melt. So that's why we need the sandpaper. Okay, so we're gonna try to remove the most of the scrap, which is still left on the chassis. Okay, next we're gonna using this one, and we're gonna look again how many we're gonna, more we have to trim off. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so looks like we almost there. Okay, so you can see this little mounting point right here. Focus on this, and this is my mounting point on the underplate, which is right here. Okay, so you can see it's almost there, about 1 millimeter. Okay, so next, when you're really close, okay, do not using Dremel anymore, because it is hard for you really fine control your power when trimming. So next, put on sandpaper on flat surface, and this one 90-degree. Okay, starting to stand up like this. Okay, slowly do it. Make sure, because when you cut it, you probably maybe this edges a little bit more, this is a little bit less. So you have to balance your own, when you sand it, you have to balance your own hand. Make sure which part you have to starting trim off the most. Okay, so it's gonna be, so this part on my vision it is have a little bit more, and this one have a bit less. So I'm gonna focus trim right here, and the one I almost there, I'm gonna starting to balance my chassis and it makes very even. Okay. Okay, so you will notice, and here's still a little bit more, and here's still a little bit less. So, but it's really close. So right now you're gonna starting to balance your hand. Make sure starting to manage your when you sand it, starting to manage your hand, and slowly to adjust. It makes, like, you know, when you sand it, it makes it a little bit even. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, it's taken me about a couple minutes to sand off. So just make sure when you're about right there, just slow down a little bit, and every single time you sand off, and make sure you repeat that again, and put it on and take a look at it. Because if you don't have experience, you have to keep doing that, because you don't wanna, like, you know, sand off too much. You always want to keep about right there. Okay, so let's take a look at right now. So right now you can see I'm like perfectly right here. Okay, you can see my hole is lines up. Okay, and also I already have the support from here. See that? Let me give a better angle. You can see, as you can see, I got support right here against the chassis right here. Okay, so this is how you cut it. Basically, you're gonna keep the little round curve right here, you're gonna keep all the way right here, and the same thing right here. And you're gonna using the Dremel, which is this one right here, and cut the most part first, and when you're almost right there, starting using sandpaper to sand off, to slowly adjust it. Okay, so this is all for today. Okay, so for the next video, it's gonna be more detailed. We're gonna talk about how to set up the bumperless, and I'm gonna do a lot of different variety choice, like what you have to set up a bumperless. So this is the next video. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna using different type of, like, you know, the carbon fiber, either FRP or different type of roller stay, and to give you a general idea, like how to set up bumperless and what's a common choice you have. Okay, and especially all this, you know, all the parts right here, this is all the, you know, there's a lot of, we can talk about it. And I'm pretty sure today's video, it is, I don't want to really make too long, so today's video only gonna teach you how to cut it, and where it give you a little bit idea how many you're gonna keep. But anyway, here's today's video. If you have any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment. So follow up the next video, number 3, for the Super 2 basic foundation setup. So again, we're gonna talk about all the different setting for the bumperless on Super 2 chassis, which is looks like this type. Okay.